What if the one tweak that turns? Detroit's defense, from feisty to flat-out terrifying, isn't another edge rusher or a splashy blitz package, but a boundary corner who starves quarterbacks of their first read and makes coordinators swallow. The call sheet? What if the guy who turns January drives into punts is a patient, mean press corner who treats release moves like math problems and arrival at the catch point like a courtroom cross-examination? Ask yourself this, one pride. If Charvarius Ward lands in Honolulu Blue, how many NFC North game plans get torn up on Tuesday? Hit the power trio that keeps this channel alive, like, subscribe, and ring that bell, because on Lions News Fan Report, we don't sell hope. We diagram it. No official labels until there's a statement. We look at signals, test them against scheme, and ask the only question that matters in Detroit. Does it win downs in January? Start with identity. Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn have built a defense that wants to play on your front porch. Rush with malice, tackle with leverage, communicate like a choir. The interior got nastier. The edge is already a problem. The safeties fit the run like linebackers who can flip their hips. What they've craved on the outside is trust someone who lets you call the tight coverages you draw up in the meeting room without living in fear of the shot over your head. Charvarius Ward is that trust. He's not a burner chase guy. He's a technician who wins the first 5 yards, squeezes vertical stems to the sideline, and denies free access throws that make play callers feel clever. Let's talk boundary craft. Ward's game starts with patience, feet quiet, hands annoying, hips calm. He'll stab inside to cut off the slant, maintain his leverage, then ride you to the red line like it's a moving fence. If you try to win outside early, he stays square long enough to steal the timing, then pins you to the sideline where the quarterback has to drop a perfect moonball. Try to sell a vertical and break back. He plays through your pocket, not your eyes through the root into the quarterback, trigger off the shoulder, arrive on the hands. That's why his stat lines sometimes look modest while the opposing OC quietly trashes his favorite concepts. Scheme marriage time. Glenn loves to live in press man and match quarters, then shape the picture post-snap. With Ward on the boundary, you can set the edge of the coverage and shade the safety elsewhere without feeling naked. Branch can hunt in the slot. Your young corners think Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw Jr. can run their match rules to the field with help leverage. Now your fronts can be honest, and your disguises can actually hold to the snap. You don't have to send 5 to play fast. You can send 4 and look like 5 because the quarterback's first window never opens. Paint the down and distance. 1st and 10, Vikings motion the bunch into a reduced split. They want dagger clear out with the go. Dig under it. Leak the back late. Ward's press disrupts the go by 0.4 seconds. The dig has to flatten, and by the time the back leaks, Branch is already closing. That sudden patience up front turns a layup into a check down and a tackle at 8 yards. Instead of 18, 2nd and 2, Packers throw the quick now screen to Jaden Reed. Ward wrong arms the stalk, spills the play inside, and forces a 2nd and 7. That puts the whole call sheet in a headlock. 3rd and 6, Bears stack DJ Moore to free him from contact switch rules. In-out call, Ward plays through the pocket. And the ball arrives to a fight it can't win. Ward's presence also jacks up your blitz ceiling. When you can clamp the boundary without a safety umbrella, Glenn can heat the pocket with a nickel or an off-ball green dog without playing Russian roulette behind it. Too high shell that rotates late to cover 3 buzz. Ward keeping the release. Clean buys the rotate. Trap 2 on the field with squeeze on the boundary. Ward's press gives the trap time to spring. The point isn't exotic for exotic's sake. It's that you can lie longer. Lying longer means picks and sacks show up looking easy. Red zone, where Detroit has flirted with heartbreak and heroics in equal measure. Ward's value there is ruthless. Take away the fade with squeeze. Use the sideline as your 12th defender. And force offenses to complete low-percentage throws through hands at the goal line. He's disciplined enough not to panic grab, physical enough to finish. Through the wrist, and patient enough to wait for the ball rather than the head fake. That trims a couple of touchdowns off the ledger across a season. You feel those in January. Let's talk 2-minute, the place where seasons either breathe or suffocate. Detroit's pass rush can already create stress. What kills you is the easy. Outspeed out, quick comeback, fade stop on the boundary with free access. Ward removes the easy out. He starves the first read, wastes the clock by a beat, and forces the quarterback to pat the ball. Aiden Hutchinson hears that pat like a dinner bell. One beat becomes a swipe becomes a hit, and a hit becomes a throw that flutters just long enough for a safety to make a business decision the other guy won't like. That's complimentary football you can feel in your chest. Shadow talk. Do you travel Ward with WR1? Against Minnesota? That may mean living with Jefferson's mind games and trusting technique over twitch inside leverage. High on bar, squeeze, make him beat perfection with perfection. Against Green Bay, it might be about erasing the boundary stop back shoulder menu that Watson and Reed feast on. Against Chicago, it's DJ Moore's slant slot fade toolkit. Deny the slant with an inside stab. Stay patient through the fade stem, and finish through the hands. The beauty of Ward isn't that he's a mirror anyone everywhere, unicorn. It's that he gives you plan A and plan B without changing your personality. Here's a coach's clicker. Note for the sickos, we see you. Top of route discipline. Ward keeps his base under him through the hip flip no heel click. No overstride, so when receivers try to sell a rocker step or squirt off contact, he's still balanced. That matters on third and medium when option routes are designed to. When the half step. It also matters on those deep overs that killed Detroit early last year. With the boundary smothered, the post safety can lean and rob the over window instead of babysitting an outside 9-dot run game. Don't sleep. Ward is not a finesse and flinch perimeter player. He sets a sturdy edge on crack, replace, wrong arms when asked, and forces bounce pass into bodies wearing blue. That saves you from 2nd and 4 purgatory. It also lets your safety stay honest, which means play action doesn't gouge you on those. Glance routes that look like free candy until they're not. Communication might be his biggest multiplier. Detroit's coverage already talks. Adding a veteran who's been through January fires cleans up the one blown switch, a game that used to turn into 40 yards of pain. In, out. Push, push. 3 up is 3. That's music when it's right and a siren when it's wrong. Ward helps make it music.contract reality check. It has to make sense. Structure over splash. If the number aligns, the payoff is structural, not flashy. Your young corners learn by osmosis. Your pass rush gets an extra heartbeat without sending the house. Your 3rd and 6 menu expands quarters, man match, trap because you believe the boundary won't betray you. That's how good defense is. Stay good for 4 quarters and 4 months. Let's build the Sunday picture you'll recognize when you see it. Ford Field is buzzing. Lions up 3, 3:41 left. Packers driving at the 42. They motion Christian Watson to a reduced split to threaten. The post. Ward walks with him, stays square, and kills the outside release with an inside hand stab. Jordan Love pumps the glance, hates it, pats once. Hutch is already peeling the corner. Alan McNeil is forklift driving the guard into Love's lap. And the bailout checkdown dies at 4 yards. 2nd and 14, the building breeze. That's not a miracle. That's a grown man snapped by a boundary corner who did his job so everyone else could do theirs louder. What does the addition change on Tuesday? Everything. Glenn can install more press-to-bail looks that morph into match without fearing the whole shot. He can disguise pressure with slot creepers because the boundary is honest. He can call cover 2 in the field and clamp on the boundary without giving away the fade. He can let branch bait throws from Robert Depp because Ward has already shredded the timing of the outside stem. Suddenly your disguise book reads like a menu. Instead of a sticky note. Leadership is the quiet dividend. Ward's tape is a clinic in restraint. Don't grab at the top. Don't panic on the underthrown ball. don't overstep the breakpoint. Young corners copy the right sins and the right virtues. In the room, that's a rising tide. On the field, that's a 5% improvement in nothing happened plays. 5% across 65. Defensive snaps is the difference between holding serve and watching confetti on someone else's stream. Concerns? No move is foolproof. There will be flags when officials decide to get literary. There will be receivers whose superpower is chaos and who win once or twice with pure variance. Live with it. The trade you're making is variance for stability. A handful of wild plays for a season full of nope. In Detroit, nope is a love language. Here's your deployment poll. Because this channel is a bar stool with film cut-ups, do you want Island Ward on the boundary with safety shaded away so you can overload coverage to the field, or Clamp Ward in quarters match with? Rules that erase digs and posts and funnel fades to the boundary? Drop Island or Clamp in the comments. Tell me the down and distance you see it in 3rd and 6. 2nd and 8 play action? The receiver you want him shadowing in the north, and the disguise you pair it with. If you can picture it, you can call it. If you can call it, this defense can live it. Bottom line, one pride. Charvarius Ward isn't a neon headline. He's structural integrity. He's the difference between almost and again on 3rd down. He lets Detroit be who Detroit wants to be: violent up front, honest in the middle, stingy outside, without apologizing to the scoreboard. You add a corner who turns first reads into second thoughts and second thoughts into sacks. And Ford. Field starts to sound like January on purpose. Tap that bell, smash the like, and send this to the friend who mutters coverage shells under his breath in the grocery line. We're building this the Detroit way. No shortcuts, no excuses, and no free releases. See you in the comments, see you in the film room, and gift this piece drops where it should see you in the cold when the calendar flips.